Ever feel like you're constantly chasing after something? Like a promotion at work,
Mm-hmm.
or a relationship,
Yeah.
or even like the perfect pair of shoes. But the more you chase it, the further away it seems.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling.
Today we're doing a deep dive into this whole idea of don't chase, attract.
Okay.
It's a philosophy that basically says, instead of chasing after what you want,
Right.
you work on becoming the kind of person who attracts it.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at one specific source today, really getting deep into the principles behind it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a really powerful idea. It's like kind of flipping the script on how we usually approach things.
Totally. Like instead of exhausting yourself in pursuit,
Mm. Uh-huh.
kind of turn inwards and
Yeah.
become,
Become the person.
yeah,
Yeah.
become the person who naturally draws in what you want. So the first principle this source talks about is shift your focus. Like, what does that even mean?
Well, it means realizing that, like, real fulfillment, lasting fulfillment comes from within. It's not about chasing external stuff like, validation from others or getting more possessions or whatever.
Right.
It's about working on yourself, building your confidence, being authentic, having self-respect. And those qualities, they become the foundation for attracting the things that are truly right for you.
So it's like instead of focusing on getting the thing,
Yes.
you focus on becoming.
You become the person
Yeah.
who's worthy of that thing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But isn't there like a danger of becoming too passive with this? Don't we need to actually like take action to reach our goals?
Oh, absolutely. Action is essential.
Yep.
But it's about the kind of action we take.
Okay.
When we're chasing something from a place of lack, like we're desperate or we feel like we're not enough,
Mhm.
our actions can be, well, kind of out of alignment with who we really are. What we need to do is take aligned action.
What does that mean?
I mean, steps that feel good to us, that fit with our values,
Oh, okay.
and that move us toward our goals from a place of, like, inner strength
Got it.
and belief in ourselves.
So it's not about just sitting back and waiting for things to happen.
No, not at all.
It's more about taking action,
Yes.
but from a place of like self-assurance.
Exactly. Like, instead of thinking, how can I get this? We need to ask ourselves, who do I need to become to attract this?
I like that. The next principle our source talks about is energy speaks louder than words.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It sounds kind of mystical, to be honest.
It might sound that way,
Yeah.
but it's actually about, like, the very real energy we all give off.
Okay,
Think about it. You can tell when someone's needy, right?
totally.
Versus someone who's confident and sure of themselves. You can just, like, feel it.
Yeah.
And that energy, it affects how we interact with everyone
Mm-hmm.
and the opportunities that come our way.
You know what? I've definitely experienced that. I remember when I was looking for a new job, like really desperately searching,
Uh-huh.
and every interview felt so forced, so awkward. And then I decided to like shift my focus. Instead of obsessing over getting a job,
Right.
I started learning new skills,
Mhm.
working on my confidence.
Good for you.
And then the very next interview, I got the job. Like it was effortless.
Whoa.
It felt like the right opportunity just like found me.
That's a perfect example of how our energy can actually change things.
Yeah.
When we're chasing something from a place of lack, we put that energy out there, and it can actually repel the things we want.
Wow.
But when we come from a place of self-belief, knowing our worth,
Mm-hmm.
we attract the right opportunities and the right people who vibe with that energy.
So how do we actually like cultivate this magnetic mindset? It's easy to say, believe in yourself,
Yeah, it's easier said than done.
but how do you actually do it?
Well, one really powerful tool is visualization.
Oh, good.
Instead of dwelling on what you don't have,
Mm-hmm.
try to really vividly imagine yourself already having those qualities you want to attract. Picture yourself living the life you desire.
Like really see it.
Yeah, this helps to reprogram your subconscious mind, and it shifts your energy toward what you want to create.
I've heard about that. Athletes use visualization to improve their performance, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
And it works in every area of life.
Oh,
Another
really?
key thing is to trust the process. It's about letting go of the need to control every little thing
Right.
and just having faith that things will unfold as they should.
At the right time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so that leads us to the next idea in our source, which is letting go of what's not meant for you. This one feels kind of counterintuitive, I gotta say.
It can be. We tend to hold on to things out of fear,
Mm-hmm.
or because we feel like there's not enough to go around.
Scarcity mindset. Yeah.
Exactly. But when we hold on to things that aren't serving us anymore,
All kind of things.
it could be a job you hate,
Mm-hmm.
a relationship that's not working,
Yeah.
or even a limiting belief.
Right.
We're actually blocking the flow of new opportunities and experiences that could be so much better for us. It's like, when you want to get new clothes.
I got to make space in your closet. Right. Get rid of the old stuff to make room for the new.
That's a great analogy. So it's about figuring out what truly aligns with the best version of ourselves.
Yes.
And then letting go of anything that's holding us back from that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about physical things. We need to let go of negative thoughts,
Oh, yeah.
limiting beliefs about ourselves, and relationships that drain our energy.
Because when we let go,
When we let go, we make space.
we create a vacuum for something amazing to come into our lives.
Love it. Okay, so this all ties in perfectly with the final principle our source talks about, which is trust the timing of your life.
This is so important.
Patience can be tough,
Yeah.
especially in a world where everything's so instant.
I know, right? But sometimes when things get delayed, it doesn't mean you're being denied what you want. It might actually be a detour.
A detour.
A divine detour that's leading you to something even better.
Well, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I used to get so frustrated when things didn't go according to my plan. But looking back now, I can see how those perceived setbacks actually put me on the path to where I am today. What if I had gotten that job I thought I wanted so badly a few years ago?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be here right now doing this deep dive, which I absolutely love.
Isn't it amazing how often that happens? We think we want one thing,
Yeah.
but it turns out to be a stepping stone to something even better.
Yeah.
The key is to trust that even when we can't see it, the universe has a plan for us.
Okay, so to wrap things up, this whole don't chase, attract philosophy is really about looking inward.
Yes.
Cultivating self-love.
Absolutely.
And trusting that things will happen in their own time.
That's powerful stuff.
It is. And it's a journey, It's about constantly learning and growing. So as you continue to explore this idea, I'd like to leave you with a question. If you stop chasing, what would you start attracting? That's a great question for everyone to think about.
Thanks.
And that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.